This is the Nerf N-Strike Longshot CS-6. This is a 6-round clip-fed blaster. It's been out for ages. This is the 2015 version in Elite colors, so you've got the blue with the white, and it's not the first time this has been done. Or even the second time it's been done. But before I get to those two, we need to do a bit of a history lesson on this. The Longshot is an old blaster. As of this video, it is almost a decade old. Essentially, when the N-Strike lineup first came out, they came out with the Longshot, which was the first blaster to utilize a clip-based system, or the CS system. They've used clips before, but not quite like this. And they designed special streamlined darts that worked in the Longshot, and then they made the Recon, and the Raider, and the Longstrike, and a bunch of other stuff for N-Strike. But this is the blaster that started that clip-fed system, those magazine-fed systems for Nerf, or rather the modern-day Nerf, for N-Strike and N-Strike Elite. This is what started it all. Not this one specifically. It was a blue-colored Longshot. It had some gray accents with a yellow and red logo on it. It had the front gun on it and the big useless scope on it too, with a tack rail. And it was a huge hit when it first came out. People were repainting it to go with costumes and LARP and cosplay and all that fun stuff. But then people were also seeing huge modding potential in this blaster. With its large direct plunger system, the Longshot was ideal for getting maximum range out of, whereas a lot of blasters at the time were kind of using more of a reverse plunger system until the Elite lineup came out in 2012, when they kind of switched back to direct for better range and performance. But the Longshot was very iconic. There was a blue version, and then there was a yellow version. And sometime while the yellow version was out, there was also a red version, which was a Black Friday limited edition release at Walmart only. It was called the Red Strike series. A lot of people misconstrue it for the Crimson Strike series, but the Vulcan box actually has Red Strike written right on it. But yeah, it was really popular. They made lots of recolors of it. For whatever reason, they took the tried and true Longshot away from the U.S. market. And it was still available internationally. And then 2012, N-Strike Elite finally comes out. And they're showing 75-foot ranges, and everybody's excited because we've been essentially getting roughly 30 to 40 feet from stock blasters. The Elite Longshot was designed to act like the new Elite system that we were expecting in summer of 2012. Flat 75-foot ranges, blue and white logos on it. This is actually built off of a early series Longshot. This color blue is the closest that you can really get to Elite colors. That's why I built this blaster off of it, because the stock plastic color itself actually matches really closely to what the Elite colors are. Here's a Retaliator barrel on here. It's still not quite right. This is still a little bit bluer, greener type blue. This is a little bit more purplish type blue, if that makes any sense. Maybe you can tell in the video. But so I built this in 2012, before I even had seen or had a chance to work with, or anyone had seen the Retaliator, or the Rampage, or not the yeah, it was the Rampage. And so I designed this to fire 75 feet flat. And then the lineup comes out, and they're 75 feet angled, not quite flat. So this was already outperforming them, but it was fun to make. Got a lot of fun comments on YouTube. All kinds of confused people, all kinds of people yelling that it was fake. People that can't read comments is hilarious. But yeah, several years later, I said, hey, this blaster got a lot of attention, but also, I just personally wanted to redo it because I didn't think I did an accurate enough job of making an Elite blaster. So, I used the front gun again, made it stronger, made it look a little bit more Elite-esque, made these lines line up with the lines for the barrel extensions on the Spectre and the Retaliator. The Elite Longshot V2, or version 2, or ELV2, or whatever you want to call it. Use an Elite pinpoint sight to fool more people. But yeah, shotgun pump, super powerful. It needed to be. But yeah, lots of fun to use, but just wanted to make it a little bit more accurate. And I never really anticipated them to make an Elite Longshot, so I just kept making my own because I like that blue and white logo on there. I still think someone at Hasbro might owe me some money because these two look really similar, and this I finished making in 2014. This didn't come out until kind of the fall of 2015. The white up here is in the same place, is almost identical on the front gun too. Even the gray on the grips on the front. But one of the things that I've noticed with the Nerf released version, even though it's still not Elite, they kind of skimped out on some of the details. There used to be a lot of details on the older blasters that I took advantage of. There's a lot of little gray bits here, and here, and here, and on the stock, and all that fun stuff. And here they just kind of left all that out. There is a little bit more detail on the front gun, but no one really cares about the front gun, so I'm not sure why they kind of seem to do the alternating grays there. Yeah, I'm just not sure why they did that, but I'm still really glad that they made it in this color, but I'm also kind of depressed. They didn't bother making any improvements to the original Longshot. This is still having all the same little tiny issues that they had in 2006 when they first came out. Nearly a decade ago from this video. And why they did that, even in the Z Squad, the Zombie Strike lineup, they made this again with Elite darts in it, and Elite darts are kind of hit or miss in this blaster. This one seems to be working fine in it, this one had some issues with it, that one it worked fine with. I've seen lots of complaints about Elite darts not being very user-friendly in these blasters, and that's because the internals are completely unchanged. All the way from when the blaster first came out, and streamlines back then and Elite darts now are kind of different. So I'm kind of sad to see. Okay, yeah, it would have been great if they redid the internals, made this thing, you know, shoot like Elite ranges like I originally like what I tried to do. But not only did they not do that, they didn't even bother to update any of the outdated internals or refine things. So it's just another nice face on the same actor. It's just makeup, really, essentially. So I'm really glad that they came out with it. It looks great. It's kind of flattering to see how close it looks to some of the stuff that I'd made before. It's nice to finally say when people are like, can you make me an Elite Longshot? Then I can just say, just go buy the normal Elite colored Longshot and mod it yourself. Because people really wanted my stuff for the paint job, and Nerf delivered on it, even though they could have detailed it up a little bit more, I think. I do like the darker gray down here and up here than the bit of a lighter gray on the other stuff. But yeah, this is the Nerf N-Strike Longshot CS-6.